From Uncover Studios, this is Encore. Hey! All right, so we're doing this. This is actually the very first seconds of our new podcast that we're doing as We the Kings. It's called Encore. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Very true. Wait,
I guess
just to let them know, is it like encore? Like, is it on top of the core of something, or is it like an encore?
It's like if the Spanish were to see our podcast, they would say Encore.
Encore.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Encore.
Okay, so this, just hit your
Like
SAP button on your remote.
One more podcast. One more podcast.
Could you imagine if they could hit a button and it's just us in Spanish?
That would be
amazing.
really amazing. Or Spanish subtitles on a podcast.
On a podcast.
I guess we should let you guys.
Don't give me the semantics. Just make it work.
I guess we should let you guys know who we are. My name is Travis Clark. I sing for the band We the Kings.
I'm Hunter Thompson. I play guitar for We the Kings.
And this is, of course, Danny. And I play drums for We the Kings. We are also joined by our guest today, the buzzing on our tour bus.
Wait, are you like Prince? You just said Danny. You know,
Yeah.
No last name?
Yeah, they know me on a first name basis here.
Tight. Danny is actually the only one that's ever done a podcast before, so he's probably going to be much better at it than everybody else in the band.
All right, set the bar high for me. Travis had his own syndicated radio show on
Never.
on NPR, so...
Hey,
No.
so
Yes.
Yeah.
we really wanted to do this to kind of give the fans of We the Kings and possibly new listeners an idea of what kind of goes on behind the scenes, of what you don't see at a show, what you don't see on a YouTube vlog, and give you guys a chance to connect with us, ask us questions that we've never been asked before, like where'd you get the band name We the Kings from, that we've answered a million times. Also...
Well, now you got to
This is
answer it for the people who don't know. Like,
Nope.
where did they get their name from?
Let's leave them hanging. Something that you guys should know about the show is that we decided to have a completely uncensored show, which is another way of saying that we didn't want to edit it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, this show has nothing but honesty and truth behind it. So you guys are going to get a completely uncensored version of a We the Kings back lounge tour bus
Yeah. So
session.
there will be no pussyfooting around. See how it didn't bleep right there?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Uncensored.
Isn't it funny? So we answered the who question, who we are. We are We the Kings. There's two more members. There's Charles Trippy, who plays bass. There's Coley O'Toole, who plays keyboard, guitar, mandolin,
He plays Madeline.
drums. I'm not really sure. Mandolin, did I already say that one?
Yeah.
Anyways, he's the most talented member of the band. That's who we are. We told you why we wanted to do this. We wanted, to give you guys a little behind the scenes of what we're doing, what this is.
Beer me?
There is. Can you hear Hunter drinking the beer? What this is obviously a podcast, and I think that answers that question.
Okay, so we got the who. Now we got the what.
No, where is this?
We are real comfy in our home away from home in the back of a tour bus in my Finding Dora pajamas.
Finding Dory?
Wait, hold on. Finding Dory.
Yeah,
Did I just mix up two things?
Dora is Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer.
That's funny. Finding Dora the Explorer. That's a good mashup.
That's like,
New spinoff.
yeah, that's in the $3 basket at the car wash. It's the knockoff DVD.
Actually, someone just asked us that. I sent out on the line a Twitter
What does that mean?
request. If you
online.
log into like www.google.com and you press it, and then that goes out and it sends it on the line.
Right.
So
Dude, I can't focus right now because the way you're sitting, your headphones are stretched to like such a tension that you couldn't lean left or right without them just flying off your head.
it feels like I've been in some sort of car crash, and I can't move my neck.
It's really weird. All right, there you go. Okay, now I can focus. Sorry, ADD. Go ahead.
Got it. No, I didn't fix anything. So what were we just saying?
Okay, we're covering the who, why, what. So who are we?
Yeah.
Where are we? What is this, a podcast? Why are we doing this, Trav?
We already answered that one.
We got this.
Let's
Yep.
go back to the where. We are sitting in Hartford,
Gotcha.
Connecticut right now. We are on tour right now for the 10th anniversary of our very first album. So our very first album came out on October 2nd of 2007. It is now 2017, which signifies 10 years of the band.
9.5 years.
Yeah,
for
10
the
calendar
sticklers
years.
out there.
Right. So we're playing our entire album for the first time, really. We did it once in Tokyo, and that was about it. So that's where we are.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one time in
That
Tokyo.
didn't go over so well.
That one time. That's going to be the next question that we get, is that one time in Tokyo.
Yeah, to fill people in briefly, we did not find out that we were contractually obligated to play our first album until just about the plane ride over, and we got about as much rehearsal as you could imagine for that show.
For those of you guys who don't know, and I'm not sure who this consists of, we are a band. I don't know if I said that. People would be like, "Oh, let's check out these new talk show hosts." We are first a band, second podcast superstars.
And I would say,
I
fine
want to
citizens.
edit crickets, even though this is an unedited show. I want to be like cricket, cricket, cricket.
Nobody's listening anymore. Don't worry.
Okay,
You don't have to edit this far.
Okay,
You don't have to edit this far.
We hit that point.
What?
Well, you were talking about.
No,
this
just
is
keep
gonna
going, dude.
snowball.
Talk about crickets. What's your favorite cricket?
I like
It's all about
I like the
segues.
ones that make the violin.
It's all about
Favorite tone
segues.
in the cricket. High pitch cricket.
All right, you've gone completely off the rails. I'm going to bring you back on track.
Thank
You were
you.
talking about the
Thank
10-year anniversary tour and how lovely it is to be here in Hartford, and the shows have been going amazing. I'll talk about my personal experience. My hands hurt so bad.
It's crazy.
So bad.
If you could see Danny's hands right now, they look like they've been dragged behind our tour bus for the past week, just palm face down to the cement.
Here's what my hands look like. It's like I bought a pack of cigarettes, and every time I finish one, I put it out on the inside of my finger. All 20 of them. It's just the way that when you have soft hands, like you ever shake your grandpa's hand and he's got those tough working man hands from like raking leaves every day.
Yes.
I need those to be able to like deal with the friction of the sticks. But
You
since
also
I've
have
been
a stylish look to uphold.
I'm going back to.
20 cigarettes in a
Oh.
pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, we should probably also say that you also don't smoke cigarettes, so you don't really know what that would be like.
No, I smoked cigarettes 8 years ago, so
And then you quit.
very true. All right,
This
I'm gonna,
took a turn.
I'm gonna
wrangle
keep
us.
I'm going to keep you on
Danny
track
the
here.
Wrangler.
So anyway, it's been an interesting tour of a little bit of pain and suffering, but it's been all worth it because seeing all of you guys through the years. What I didn't anticipate is seeing all the people that have come to the shows from like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and just actually recognizing these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's little things about this tour that I didn't anticipate, and it's almost like seeing friends and family out on the road from all the times that we've spent out here, and it's really nice.
And I always feel like that we've been a band that has gone out and gone the extra mile to meet everybody. So to say that we've seen them enough isn't actually enough. We've actually there are fans that have been to 50 plus shows, which is
True story.
that's crazy. I haven't seen my favorite band probably even like 5 times. So it's pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
being able to see everybody out here. We also the elephant in the room. We got Frankie Muniz on the tour. Malcolm in the Middle.
It's true.
That's pretty cool.
He's a legit dude.
Yeah, he's like the nicest dude in the world, and
Yeah.
just loves music. He's like a drummer who manages one of the artists, Astro Lasso, who's on tour. And,
Yeah.
and they're awesome, and it's been cool to have somebody like that.
Jamming with us during our sound checks. Like he sits in the room and like
Yeah.
nodding his head.
No, I know he's a legitimate fan of music, and that's
awesome.
really awesome to see.
Like he's not out here just to be Frankie Muniz. Like he's wearing a shirt that says "Crew" on the back, and more so backing it up by busting his ass every day. He's like the first one to load in gear. He's the last one out of the venue to like pack up a trailer and then hit the road in a van. Like he's doing it. He's like a true road dog, and I have nothing but respect for what he's doing.
Dude, do you remember the van days? Do you remember just like
I remember the van days.
we spent?
It's a giant black hole in my heart for that.
Yeah.
You've forgotten it. You've banished it.
I taped my therapy session, so I remember that.
We started in a van. We actually started in a conversion van, a Dodge. What was it? A Dodge,
Econoline.
whatever, a Dodge conversion van where it had the bucket seats. And we used to have one of the sleeping areas that Hunter used to sleep in was called the casket.
Yeah, it was a coffin.
It was a coffin. That's what it was. Coffin. And when you put both bucket seats down, so you have the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and then directly behind those you have the 2 bucket seats. You have an aisle through the middle, and then you have a back bench that lays down to a bed. if you were to recline the bucket seats that are in the middle all the way down, there's a slight area that you can lay underneath the bucket seats and underneath the bench, and that's where Hunter would go to sleep, and you couldn't get out. Once you were in, you couldn't get out. You had to stay there for the entirety of the evening. Yeah. And do you want to go back to that?
No, I'd rather hide that one.
I kind of wish we could have brought that van out for like the 10-year sort of vibe, but we got so frustrated with fixing it all the time, we just drove it off the side of a cliff. And it is currently exploded.
Do you remember a couple years ago we put out a record called Somewhere Somehow, and then we did a stripped down version
I do remember that.
And I convinced everybody to take out our very first band van. And to do the way that we did our tours, which was we didn't have any money, so we had to kind of like ask people to stay at their houses because we couldn't afford hotels, anybody that would take us. And we did that all throughout Florida, and everybody hated it. It was, I think we had been too diva'd out with the tour bus that it was hard to go back.
We were doing Airbnb before Airbnb was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Except not paying
and not being able to like. Aren't those houses like at least vetted a little bit? Like, yeah, it's safe here. Like we could have just pulled up to Norman Bates' house and just been
Come on, guys.
Yeah. It was well worth the risk.
Interesting. We actually everybody that we met from those days was always really sweet,
super nice.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine that would be different now, probably.
Well, there was one dude, wasn't there? There's one dude where I forget what tour it was. There was like a hole in the wall from his room to the bathroom, and there was like it was actually. Just to pull it right back, it was just like Psycho, the movie Psycho.
Wait, I don't.
You don't remember this?
No.
It was like, was it the towel rack or like a picture? We left the house. People like took a shower, and someone came out and said, "There's a hole in the wall that like you couldn't see into his room, but you could see that it led to another hole." And it was like a weird. You don't remember this,
dude?
It was on I think it was Us, Just Surrender, Valencia.
Yeah. Called the Garth.
Okay, this wasn't the 2 years ago or the year ago thing that we did the reinvention. This was the beginning
like 8 years ago.
Yeah, this is technically before. Were we?
Yeah, I guess 11 years.
Was that
ago.
first album out? No, our first album wasn't even out. We were like, this was old days, man.
Do you remember? We found somebody's credit card in New Orleans, and we tried to use it because we were like, we didn't have any money, we needed gas, and
because we wanted to get it back to them.
Yeah. No, it's uncensored, so we can't cut this out. But
I don't know what you need to censor. We took it to the nearest bank and said, "I believe somebody dropped this credit card."
Exactly. We went to that gas station and we tried to buy gas, and they were like, "Yeah, we need ID," so we just bailed. We actually didn't spend any money on the credit card, but we were that desperate.
All we were trying to get was a loaf of bread, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, allegedly.
Exactly. So.
Anyways,
so going back to the tour that we did where we got back into the van, we didn't. Danny's looking at me like, why the hell did you just say that? We went back in the van, and it lasted about 4 or 5 days until we were in Jacksonville, Florida, and we stayed at like a frat house style thing. And remember the guy that was putting a tarantula in his mouth?
Yeah, that was
and
weird.
There was a deadly scorpion that fell and got out of the cage.
Oh, I have a story about this. I actually know the kid. It's from our hometown. So there was way too many people at this house party.
There's more cats than people.
There were so many cats and no litter boxes. And so I'm sitting there, and somebody comes up and is like, "Yo, this scorpion's crazy. Want to see it?" Alcohol was definitely involved. And I was just like, yeah, I guess. We showed up late, so we were trying to catch up to everybody. And he pulls this like scorpion out. He's got it in his hand. The lid is off. But then like he walks away to the other side of the room, and the owner of the house and the scorpion whose room I was in comes up, and I'm the only one standing next to this scorpion that's like crawling out of its cage. And he looks at me, he's like, "Yo, dude, what the hell?" And I was like, it wasn't me, but he wasn't having it. He was just...
Has there been anybody ever in the history of time that has ever said like, "Hey, would you mind holding my deadly scorpion?" And then like, yeah, here, I'll take it.
Well, he didn't pick it up. He just took the lid off for no reason.
I know, but it started crawling towards the edge, and it was about to be released. Meanwhile, on the other side of the room, this tarantula is entering this dude's mouth, closes his mouth, and then opens it up, and it crawls out onto his hand as like a parlor trick. And that was, "Hey, welcome to our house. We'd love to have you stay here."
He gave me the thing, and I had it the tarantula in my hand. I remember giving it back to him. I was like, "Oh, it doesn't bite." And he goes, "No, they do."
Yeah, that was the other thing. He didn't have it defanged, and he didn't have the scorpion poisoned.
Depoisoned?
Is that a word?
It's an extensive process.
Devenomed?
No, but it's crazy. Like there's actually a rumor in Bradenton that I opened up this scorpion cage and was trying to like let it free because
We can
the kid
spread
was,
that right here, right
the kid
now.
was just too dumb and drunk to realize like what had happened.
So
Free the
I think
scorpion.
the reason I brought that up is that was where we broke. Clearly, we didn't want to stay the night there because there was a deadly scorpion running around the house.
Staying in a fucking litter box.
And it smelled like we were going to get some sort of you don't get hypothermia by smelling something. What's the thing that the cats they release in their pee and it's
Pheromones?
no starts with an N.
Scratch fever.
No, cat's piss smells like.
I'm not following you, Bill Nye.
Well, whatever that word is. Anyways, it's that was when we broke. We ended up getting a hotel room, and I think we actually like splurged. We got like a nice little double tree, you know, and just got
But
some
anyway,
cookies.
the point of this is that we're going to really to encompass the vibe of this story with all the touring. All of our shows will have live scorpions and smell like cat pee. So come on out if you haven't gotten tickets yet. WeTheKingsMusic.com.
Which brings us into our next segment.
Live scorpions and cat piss.
I couldn't even imagine that room.
It was the worst show I've ever been to.
All right, so we're going to go to some questions right now that I had you guys shoot us. Was there a point in the 10 years of We the Kings where you were like, we might not make it? Or did we always believe that this might happen?
Wait, so we made it?
like we made it to 10 years?
No. Like we made it. Like we made it successful. Like, was there ever a point in the 10 years? I would say the point probably came before the 10 years. You know, before 2007 when we were a band playing at skate parks for other band members that were on tour with us and no fans at all. We probably, you know, questioned the legitimacy of making it in a.
I think she means to make it to 10 years.
Okay, well then answer it that way if you would like.
For me, I think it was. So I think you were trying to write like a rap album. And I was like, I don't know if We the Kings is gonna make it through this one.
Wait, was the
in
one
your
that I
defense-
did with Emily?
In your defense, yeah, you're very artistically creative. If you're addicted to songwriting, which is a beautiful thing, and in this particular
Let
phase,
me spread my wings.
exactly. And in this particular phase, a gust of wind caught one of your feathers, and you kind of went up there, and you were doing a rap album, and
Well, I think there's
Yeah.
a big difference between being able to be a fan of a genre of music and then also be able to do
yeah,
that
yeah,
style of music. Just because you're a songwriter doesn't mean that you can.
Yeah.
I can all of a sudden write country songs.
yeah. Just because I play drums doesn't mean I'm going to bust out a steel drum up there. You know, I'll leave that to the beautiful Caribbean people.
So that was your moment. So I caused that moment. That
Yeah, no, honestly, I was just like, man, I think he's really going to chase this. Well, to make it sound better, maybe I thought that you were going to succeed there, so therefore We the Kings wouldn't. There, I saved it. There you go.
nice. Maybe I'll like just retry it. Was there ever a time in the 20 years that you ever? Yeah, right around year 10.
But no, that's all kidding aside. I honestly, I never thought we weren't going to make it because we always like gel together. We're like brothers. Any disagreements just they explode and die down real fast, and we're like family. So that was never the issue. It was always things that we couldn't help. Whether
I think the hardest thing was seeing other bands that we had started touring with that would break up or quit or
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
I think that was the only time that I actually did. I don't know if it came across my mind that I didn't think that we'd make it as much as it crossed my mind that, wow, I'm so grateful that we have gone that far and have continued to be a band because it's special to be able to make it to 10 years is crazy.
yeah,
You know, without any dramatic, you know, hiatus or something like that where, you know, the lead singer goes off and does a rap album or something.
it is. It is actually something that it's worth being proud of. You know, like because you could you could spin it a different way. Like, oh yeah, we've just been going to the same venues on the road. It's easy. We just pack up and do it. But it's not that easy. Like there are so many things that can go wrong at any point. People are growing and changing their lives. Going all sorts of different directions, and for us to continue to come together and do what we love is just like, I know it sounds like
Special.
I know because I know you want to finish that cliche, but like I really mean it. It's something for us to be proud of, and I know that we all are. So
All right, so this kind of is a perfect segue into this next question. If you could be anything else in the world career-wise, what would you be? So had that moment come where we didn't make it, where would you see yourself?
Since moving down to South Florida, I would say that I would love to be a
A
professional golfer.
Like
I'd clean pools for a living.
I was gonna say a pool boy. So like I make margaritas.
People are listening to be like, these guys just aren't realistic at all. One guy wants to be an astronaut. One guy,
I'm gonna be an archaeologist.
yeah, I'm going to be a professional race car driver. Oh, really? Have you ever driven a race car? No. But that's what I would be.
I watch a lot of NASCAR though. Yeah, I don't know. It would have been something boring. I know that.
I think this is the question that we got at the beginning of the show, and it makes sense to probably answer it now, just in case anybody was still hanging from that cliffhanger that we left. When and why did we start We the Kings? We started We the Kings. We the Kings, actually, the name comes from our middle school. We all went to King Middle School. It's where we started kind of playing,
You see
playing
that?
music.
You listen long enough, you get rewarded.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of a tip of the hat to our middle school. When did we start it? We started in high school, and the why was just the fact that we all wanted to get girlfriends, and we thought that starting a band could get us girlfriends. Now, hindsight, 10 years later, Hunter and I are both married. Coley's married. Charles is engaged. And Danny has a very serious girlfriend with a kid on the way, and that's
Got a little
very,
kid
very
on the way.
special.
Yeah,
So-
I'm very excited about that.
I would say that it worked.
Yeah,
You know, like,
Check that one off.
yeah, like, mission accomplished.
yeah.
Like, well done.
All right, we can quit.
Nice work, boys. Yeah.
Cash it out. Let's go. Last question. Is there a place you guys haven't toured that you really want to go? I think we get this question a lot. And Hunter actually just sent an email yesterday.
It went straight to junk mail. Whoever sent it to.
Because it still hasn't happened. He's been asking for this and requesting for us to go here for a long time. I'll let you let.
Yeah. Well, I have family in Ireland, and I've always wanted to go there. We've been to England and Scotland. I don't know how many different times, but I would love to go to Ireland and see my family over there.
And this is an auditory thing, so it's tough to visually see what's happening. I'm a redhead, and Ireland, I think, probably has the majority of the redheads in the world. So I think Hunter definitely has family over there. I think if I went on one of those Ancestry.com thing or whatever it is, I'd probably find the rest of my family just hiding out in Ireland from the sun.
Yeah. Just like hiding in caves from the sun.
Yeah, or I've never been to Ireland, so I don't know. Are there caves or where are they hiding?
We're going to find out. To answer that, I think we've been to like Southeast Asia and places like that. The Philippines is amazing. Malaysia, all fun. But I want to kind of go into the heart of like China with like Shanghai and see all that, because it's a very quickly developing country, and I think that'd be pretty cool to go play some shows over there and see that. We
got an offer to do Shanghai and Hong Kong.
Yeah, and then you pulled some diva thing where your kid was being born or something.
It was we had a show on December 12th, 2015 in Hong Kong, and December 18th in Shanghai. And my wife was due with our first child between December 1st and December 18th. So I had to make the diva call and say, hey, it's not worth me missing. My daughter was eventually came out on December 12th, which would have been that show. Mm-hmm. So thank God that I chose to stay home, because I would have not wanted to miss that for the world.
But if you're listening, Shanghai, and you want to go ahead and rebook that show,
please.
Yeah. Here, I'll just give my phone number out so you can call me. It's 9.
So that is you gave him the first. Let's give everybody a different digit. Every time they listen, they'll get a different digit of a phone number. It could be Charles's, since he's not on right now. Hey, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. We didn't really know how to do a podcast, but we hope you guys are excited to listen and to find out really silly things about us.
I think they could gather that on their own.
I think we crawled through that one.
Yeah. But we appreciate everybody. We hope to see you. There's a bunch of shows left on the We the Kings 10 tour. We would love to see everybody in person. If not, we will be doing many, many more of these podcasts, so we would love to not see you back, hear you back, whatever.
We'll hear you later.
Have you back.
There you go.
Yeah. So thanks so much.
We're out. Guys. See you.
We the Kings is Travis Clark, Hunter Thompson, Danny Duncan, Charles Trippy, and Coley O'Toole. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We the Kings, and check out our website at wethekingsmusic.com. Encore is a proud member of Uncover, a podcast company dedicated to unique perspectives. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or wherever you get your podcasts so that you don't miss a single episode. Check out more shows from Uncover on uncoverstudios.com. Executive producers are Dave Kiney and Caroline Valentino. We were produced this week by Adam Raymunda. Music by Adam Raymunda. Thanks so much for listening.